your first set of wheels, whether it was some shitbox that you washed and rocked out in, you had all your friends hanging out of it, now it's broke down and you wrecked it, and you still have it inside your garage because you don't want to get rid of it because of some sentimental value, and you argue with your spouse because it's taking so much room in your garage, and you're like, oh, I want to fix it. Guess what? You're not. Give it up. Get rid of it. You know who I'm talking about. Or your rich daddy gave you a Mercedes AMG. You will forever think about cars differently for the rest of your life. But today we're talking about my first car and how it kind of set me forward in this momentum of different sports cars that I like. Right, so it was early 2000s and my mom and dad were tired of taking me to school, which was 12 miles one way, and doing that round trip of drop me off, coming home, and then pick me up and and drop me off at home and everything, and still going to work at the work. And that 48 miles every day adds up to their vehicle, and they were done with it. They would take me out to go car shopping to see kind of like what I was looking for. Of course I want a sports car as a young teenage kid, right? I mean, I want an IROC, I want a Mustang, or I was really going the direction of a 1979 240ZX. It was brown on the outside, it was brown in the inside, and it was brown everywhere. Even to under the hood, you lift it up, it was brown. Even the driver was brown. But my parents, they decided to just going to pick one out for me, and I was just going to be surprised. And boy, was I surprised when they pulled up and they said, go look outside at your first car. It was sitting there, white and black, pop-up headlights, everything. My 1985 Toyota Celica Supra. It was beautiful. Automatic, no problem, I don't care. It had a little normal and power button, kind of like the way the new 2020's GR Supra has that sports button, and you turn it on and off, kind of like a normal power button. Sports mode, regular mode, comfort mode, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. Glad they kind of brought that option back. A little bit of throwback for me. But, you know, it was beautiful sitting there in the sunlight on the curb. Got into it. Not leather seats, but red cloth seats. The pop-up headlights, switch, everything. I love that vehicle so much. So I would drive it around, hit that little toggle switch of where it says power, and push me back in my chair as if I had hit NOS or the VTEC kicked in. But in reality, that's a lie. There was no extra added power when you push that button. It's supposed to suck in more air or something, but it did not. For the age and the way it was maintained, the factory horsepower was 161 horsepower, right? Actual to the wheels, I bet it was only pushing a 110, 120 at the most. There was no way it was going to push you or me or anyone in the back of the chair. But I thought it was the fastest thing around. And any Honda that came up next to me and hit me in that, guess what? I was right there, right along with them. And next thing you know, there we go, street race, right down the block, everywhere we go. Anytime I saw a Honda, give them that look, give them the nod. You know the nod. Let's go. But, so me and this guy, we end up racing down the way, and I end up totaling my Eclipse by hitting another truck. End up on somebody's lawn and took down a stop sign. It was a bad wreck. But then it stopped me from going forward and looking into another car, not knowing that there's going to be this big JDM wave that was going to hit the States, that was going to make JDM cars way more mainstream than what they were. They was bringing it out to the light. It's some little movie called the Fast and the Furious came out and just blew all that car culture up like big time. Hot Important Lights was even bigger. It was no longer just in the California scene anymore. You know, they're actually coming around, and if they did, you know, before that, you know, like I said, it wasn't very mainstream. It's not like we had the internet in the early 2000s. It was word of mouth, magazines that you had to buy, and you had to go look for it. It's not like you just get on your phone like, oh, hey, look, there's an event coming up. No, you got to be told, or you got to search for it and find avenues to search for it. Those were dark times. They truly were dark times before the internet. You know, people actually had to talk to each other in order to get what they wanted. But besides that, you know, that movie came out, and I was so happy that it did, because right before that, I ended up getting my second car. And if you follow my Instagram, you know what car that is. So if you know what that car was, put it down in the comments below, and we'll talk about that car in the next video. But before you go ahead and do me a favor and put down your first car down here. All right, let me know what you drive. Do you still have it? You know, do you argue with your spouse saying it takes too much room, or did you get rid of it and decide to upgrade, or did you downgrade? I don't know. Let me know what's on your mind in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here